looking deep inside, his reflection becomes transparent and he sees Bastion looking back at him.
Wow.
Throughout the movie,
I've actually
effects
done
from
that.
Bastion's reality are experienced in Fantasia,
Mirror
and vice versa,
spraying.
hinting at the connection between reality and the subconscious. Bastion is at first scared, but continues reading, and Atreyu walks through the mirror, symbolically merging with Bastion, or in esoteric terms, the consciousness of the physical self is merged with the consciousness of the subconscious realms. Atreyu enters into another narrow passageway with two cherubs like before, except now they are blue, and the sun is shining in the far background, and he finds out that the cherubs are the Southern Oracle. They are symbolic of the secrets of our subconsciousness we may discover through union with our physical consciousness. The Southern Oracle tells Atreyu that only a human boy must rename the Empress to save her. After they tell him the secret, they begin disintegrating. At this point, the nothing has taken over almost all of Fantasia. Falkor takes Atreyu across the realm into the Sea of Possibilities. Falkor loses Atreyu in the storm and he awakens on the island beach amidst the Sea of Possibilities, without his necklace. In the meantime, Falkor is searching for him. The Sea of Possibilities represents Bana, or the abyss on the Tree of Life, the consciousness and possibility of all. The island is symbolic of...
Me and Miss Blipper, earlier on, are discussing Bina, which has been usurped, so it should be Bina and Jawaz, I think. Just another synchronicity.
Kether, or Chakma, on the Tree of Life. The only way to pass through, or pass the tests of the abyss and Bana, is to dissolve one's ego and merge with the all, defeat one's fears, and reform on the other side of the island. This must be done without the higher self, which is why Falkor is separated from Atreyu at this point. The nothing has almost completely devoured Fantasia. On the island, Atreyu sees cave drawings of the past, present, and future. This is emblematical of the Akashic Records, a location in the upper realms like a library of all the events, thoughts, and experiences of creation. As Atreyu looks at the drawings, he sees one of the evil wolf. To make things worse, the wolf emerges from the cave behind him. The wolf mocks and threatens Atreyu, but surprisingly gives him some helpful information. The wolf says that he is a servant of the nothing and helps the nothing because weak minds are easy to control and dominate. He also informs Atreyu that Fantasia has no boundaries, and that it's made up by people's hopes and imaginations. Then the wolf leaps at Atreyu, but Atreyu stabs him in the heart with a sharp rock, killing him dead. Falkor finds the necklace in the sea and saves Bastion just as the nothing destroys the island and everything else. Flying through space, Atreyu and Falkor search for the ivory tower, and find it floating amidst the ruins. Everyone and everything has been absorbed by the nothing except the Empress, the ivory tower, Atreyu, and Falkor. We meet the Empress for the first time inside her chamber. She is a young girl adorned with a crown, and her skin looks fair, symbolizing innocence and purity. Her chamber is emblematical of the alchemist's bridal chamber, where the union of male and...
How bizarre is this?
Female take place. The chamber is filled with light, and Falkor waits outside, symbolizing the higher self cannot help at this point. Bastion, in his reality, realizes that he knows the Empress's name and he must call it out to save Fantasia, but hesitates because his father criticized his imagination, symbolic of mainstream belief against esoteric teachings. Once Bastion gets enough courage, he screams out, "Moonchild," the new name of the Empress. After a screen of blackness, the camera zooms out, showing the Empress and Bastion in the dark, and the Empress is holding a glowing grain of sand. This scene is symbolic of the union of male and female producing a child. It also represents the union of conscious and subconscious minds and the great work completed.
I just need to point out that earlier on, although I can't show you right now, the union, so you have a circle with a cross like this, and a circle being female, I think, and a circle with an arrow, and when they combine, you have a Vesica Pisces or an infinity.
The Empress says, "In the beginning, it's always dark." The first verse of Genesis should immediately come to the forefront of the mind. She says
beyond
that in the
comparison.
beginning, only a grain of light is present, and gives it to Bastion. He asks her if the whole journey was worthless, and she responds, "It isn't," and that only through wishing and this tiny grain of sand can the universe be fashioned again. Spiritually, this is emblematical of Purusha, awakening from his slumber and recreating reality through his memory and vision. This emotional scene is the crowning of the Prince Tipperith unto the Father's throne, Kether. Bastion is told he has to rebuild Fantasia with his mind, and has unlimited amount of wishes. Next we see Bastion riding upon Falcor in the physical world, and they chase the bullies into the same garbage dumpster they threw Bastion into. Bastion has become the esoteric magician, the controller of the elements, manipulator of reality, consumer of the great work, and possessor of the wisdom that thoughts and dreams must begin in the subconscious to manifest in the physical world.
Wow.
Now he can do anything and everything. The Neverending Story is a classic and invaluable film for both the occultist and average person. The symbolism and storyline is so deep, so insightful, and so entertaining that it can be watched again and again without boredom or complete understanding of the symbolism thereof. I have shown how this film expresses symbolism of the Kabbalah, mystic Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, Freemasonry, esoteric spirituality, occultism, psychology, philosophy, death, immortality, alchemy and the great work, consciousness, and subconsciousness. Only through uniting the consciousness and the subconsciousness can we complete the great work, enabling us to become master magicians and completely empowering us to understand and control reality and also our life's path. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I am not religious, but I am spiritual. I find myself utterly drawn to ancient knowledge that has been lost over time. And I believe that there cannot be good without evil.
There you
That's another story.
go. Wow. Ah, dearie me. What is going on? Bum, 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 wow. And again. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look. His horse. So I am Philip, lover of horses. I was trying earlier on, I was thinking, so the first part, the two cherubs were yellow, which is part of the triart, squirrel. Then they went blue, which is triart, which is chief. Then Atreyu has green skin, and I am the green. And then it says his horse, Artax. Wow. Now, I must show you this to put this all into context, because you could be watching this thinking, what is this guy going on about? What has it got to do with Atreyu? What has it got to do with Falcor? Well, lo and behold, there is the triangle of art, or the triart, as I just made up. Me, myself, and I made this.
Tell me that isn't the app will then start listening, Falcor, showing you a spectrogram of from the sounds and listing the birds it detects. Neverending Story. You can even review a recording of the sounds in the section. Tell me.
And there it is. You may not believe in any of this. You may think all of this, bear in mind the last Lock Dragon, not Lux Dragon, the Lock Dragon, Falcor. You might not believe any of this has got anything to do with me or anything else, but I think for this video and the last couple I've put up, I think the great work has been done. God bless you.